Hey everybody, this is Rich from True Budget EDC. Use your gear, lose your gear. Because if you're not using it, you might as well lose it. So today I just want to go over a few sharpening stones. I know there's a lot of, videos and stuff like that on EDC gear, but I don't see a lot of stuff on sharpening stones. And if you collect knives and use knives, obviously you're going to have to need to sharpen them eventually. So these are just a few of the stones that I use. So I wanted to go over some of them. The first would be this. This is a Norton stone. It's a combination bench stone. It's an India oil stone. That's the size 1x2x6. It is an IB6. So that would be this stone. So it's an oil stone made by Norton. This side is the coarse side. This side is the fine side. The coarse side is 150 and the fine side is 400. So this is an aluminum oxide stone. It's man-made synthetic material, but it works really awesome. I like the Norton products. Norton's really good. And they've been around for a really long time. I think it's at 1823. So they've been around forever. I think they were the first company to ever invent man-made sharpening stones. So that's Norton. So if you get a chance, check out the India oil stone. There's a ton of different sizes. This is just the size that I have for sharpening. And yeah, it's an awesome stone. So check that out. This is a generic stone, actually, that somebody gave to me. I have a friend of mine that works in a machine shop. And this is silicon carbide stone, also a synthetic stone, man-made stone. It is, let's see, well, Norton also makes a crystalline one that's silicon carbide too, and theirs is, I think, 120, 320. So it's probably about that, 120 being the coarse side, 320 being the fine side. So it's probably similar to that, but this one is super good for D2 and harder steels, like stuff like that, because it cuts faster. It's the coarsest man-made synthetic material stone that's out there, so this will seriously sharpen like really fast. So if you need something sharpened fast or something super hard material, check out the Norton crystalline, or just get a random silicon carbide one. I am gonna get the Norton one. I just somebody gave me this and I had it for a while, so I just haven't got it yet. Now those are a couple synthetic man-made stones. The other stones I have are both Novaculite. Okay, so there's Arkansas stones, and then there's also a Washita stone. I know this says soft Arkansas, but it's actually not. The difference between the two stones is they're both made out of Novaculite, but the Arkansas stone is finer grained than the Washita stone. So the Washita stone, even though it's also Novaculite, is actually coarser than the soft Arkansas, which this is. So as far as the Arkansas stones go, there's a soft, there's a hard, there's a black, and there's a translucent. Now, Arkansas stones and the Washita stones don't go by grit, they go by density. So all grits are approximated. They're not really, rated on the grit system, but the soft Arkansas, which is the coarsest, because it's the least dense, is the one that you would use, in the beginning, and then you would move up to the hard, which is, a little bit more dense, and then the two that are the most dense are the black and the translucent. They're actually the same density. So that's how that one goes. Now, like I said, the difference between the Washita and the Arkansas are the densities, because the Washita stone is actually more coarse because it's a less finer grain. So this has finer grain quartz. They're both 99.5% silica, but the Arkansas ones have a finer grained quartz structure than the Washita stones do. And but they're both awesome. This is just coarser than that. So approximated, the grit on this Washita stone is 600. The approximate on the soft Arkansas would be about 800. The hard approximate grit would be about 1,000, and then the black and translucent would be about 1,200 plus. So this is absolutely a totally awesome stone. So it's awesome. You go from the Norton, you know what I mean, which is usually what I do. So you go from the coarse to the fine, and then when you're done with that, you can move over here and hit it with this Washita stone, which is, a couple grades higher in grit than this. So this would be, what did I say, 400, I believe, and this would be 600. So you'd go from the 150 to the 400 over here to the 600. So that's awesome. Or, you know, if you wanted to use this one, this is a pocket stone though. I got this from Dan's Whetstone Supply. He's got a lot of stuff on there. If you're going to get one of these, they're sold out, but there's also another company out there. It's called Sharpening Supplies.com, I believe. I'll link it into the description, but that's an awesome website to get stones. They have tons of different stones, man-made, synthetic, or natural stones, and they don't just have that stuff on there. They also have a lot of good information. There's articles on there and blogs, and they tell you like information about, you know, all of the stones and stuff. So it's a super cool website. It's sharpeningsupplies.com, and I will link that to there. So yeah, this is Dan's. I think I paid like $10 for this. I see people online are trying to gouge price and charge like $40. It's ridiculous. Don't pay $40 for this. They have them on sharpeningsupplies.com as well. They're not Dan's Whetstones, but they are a similar size, and they are soft Arkansas. So the other ones are going to be more expensive than the soft. The hard, the black, the translucent. The price, you know, goes up as it gets finer. So keep that in mind. This one is about $25. The Norton and the crystalline. So if you did get the crystalline one from Norton, it'd be probably about the same. So these are about $25. This case, Washita stone, was like $17, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Gives you a little bit of information on the back of this one about it. So you guys want to, it's upside down, unless you can read upside down, but you can pause it and check it out and see what it says if you want. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is a really fantastic stone. You know, I had this stone for quite a while, actually, this small one from Dan's, a couple years, and I never really used it. And recently I went to Myrtle Beach, and even though we brought our own utensils, and my wife has an EDC bag for kitchen gear, right? So she's got her own knives, which is super cool. They had some there, and it was dull, like super dull. So I said, well, I got this little stone, let me just test this out, right? So I tested it out, wicked sharp. I was like, holy crap. So that led me to, you know, want to use these more a little bit, and led me also to get this Washita stone, which is really good. And then going on Sharpening Supplies, you know, and just looking at some of the articles about the natural stones, they did mention that, you know, get yourself a Norton, go from the Norton to the Washita, or the Norton to the Arkansas, and that's just a good way to progress. So if you want to get some decent stones, these are some pretty good ones. Like I said, this is the Norton combination bench stone. This is the India oil stone. It's aluminum oxide. This is a random silicon carbide stone, but Norton does make these, are crystalline, so check those out. They're both about $25. This is a Dan's Arkansas stone. This is a soft Arkansas. It's a pocket stone to carry around with you. So if you get a chance, you know, check out his website. It's like danswhetstonesupply.com or something. Just type it in Google, it'll come up. These are like $10. And this case, soft Arkansas, which isn't actually a soft Arkansas, which is a Washita. You can type that in, this will come up too. Everybody sells these, like everybody. They're on eBay. I got it from a dealer that I deal with all the time. So yeah, if you just type this in online, everybody sells these, or go to Case, you know, and I think it's about a similar price. It's like 16, 17 bucks. So there you go. That's just some of the stones that I use. There's a lot more that you could get, but I just wanted to do a video on these because, like I said, I see a lot of people doing a lot of videos, but not a lot of videos on sharpening. So check it out, and I will link that Sharpening Supplies to the description. Y'all have a good Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there if you're watching. And thanks to everybody that's a subscriber on my channel. I appreciate it. You guys have a good Sunday and a good Mother's Day.